property owner concerns. I know I'm probably getting close to the end here, but these are some of the common things that, you know, we're having to address along the way. You know, access to homes and businesses, restoring drives and lawns, purchasing new right-of-way. If it's a federal aid project, there's a federal aid process for acquiring right-of-way. If it's a state project, they can work out, you know, whatever's the satisfaction of the property owner. Maybe the property owner say, no, I don't want money for that land, but I want you to go further up my driveway and just fix it up to that crack. You know, but on the federal aid, you can't do that. Is it logical as seems to say, nope, you can only spend money to here. If you do that, you got to rent the land. It just gets into, you know, a lot of inefficiencies when you're going the federal aid acquisition route. But grading permits, temporary meaning we have to go onto your lawn or work around your driveway temporarily, and then we'll be done with it and fix it and leave it the area. Again, it gets into the cultural sensitive areas and drain encroachments. It's kind of repeat. The right-of-way and public utilities. Back to that topic. Okay, so the road right-of-way is for road and drainage purposes and public utilities. Recently, there's been a decision to say fiber that's put in the right-of-way, owned by private companies and marketed by private companies, should be considered a public utility. So that's a little side note. I didn't want to give away my feelings on that. But anyway, in the urban area, there's a lot of things under this road. And the road commissions and road departments, they try to keep this stuff out of the middle of the road, because what goes along with those is going back and digging trenches into that road. And that is nothing worse than having a brand new pavement, and 6 months later, you throw up your hands, and the road commission throws up their hands, and the utility company says, well, you know, we had a leak, and we had to go out there and dig it up, and there's a big hole in the middle of your road. Well, that's what happens when you have utilities in the road. It's going to happen. Probably more so with water and sanitary sewer type of problems. But anyways, so road commissions have set up designated areas where those pipes should be, and try to live by that, but there's a lot of past sins that are already out there. You got to live with it. So there's a constant balance. Where should this material be put? But the one thing that's coming down in a big way is this, you know, getting fiber to every household or have the availability. And I know this is an urban cross section, but they'd love to be like right here, and 2 foot deep in everybody's way in the future. And they're very costly to move those things. They're very time consuming to move a fiber optic fiber. So often, you know, the County Road Association has been recommending, put that way out here and put it at depth so it's not going to bother anybody, so that it can stay there and be always available for people if you're putting that much investment in it. So it's kind of a little bit of an ongoing tug of war going on, but that's what you get into. You know, not only is it for pedestrians and all users, you know, bikes and sidewalks and what have you, but the public utilities is a huge item. But when they are in that category, then they're on the MISDIG system. That's an important thing. So that when road agencies are doing something, they call one number, and that MISDIG notifies all the utility companies there's going to be work here, mark your material, mark where your stuff is, plus or minus 3 feet. So you know, it doesn't give you a lot to go on, but it gives you something to go out there and look for and make sure you don't hit it.
What's that number at the top? Is that 120?
Well, on an urban section, that was routinely done where in a rural area, I didn't have a rural cross section. I think there was one in the booklet. If you look in this booklet, there's a rural cross section as well that actually shows 66 feet. Yep. But I used the urban one. How did I get there?
Page 15.
What did I do? Push that many times?
What was that number? Was it 120?
Yes, that is 120. But that's typical what happens in an urban area. That it starts out 66, and when a developer comes in, a Meijer store, in our county in Washington, we often negotiate, said, well, you know, we had a right-of-way plan, a future right-of-way plan, so that we'd look to that and say, this community knows that this is a major corridor, it's gonna eventually have sidewalks, it's gonna eventually have street lights, and all this stuff takes space, so that we would bump it out that additional 27 feet to get to the 60-foot halfway.